Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is LRG. We're just going to be reacting to some quick news clips that I've seen from across the web that are science-based, and we'll just see what they have to say. So this first one's going to be on Anthony Fauci's press release today, which is December 1st, and see what he announced at the White House.
Thank you very much, Sam. So, as some of you may have heard, the California and San Francisco Departments of Public Health and the CDC have confirmed that a recent case of COVID-19 among an individual in California was caused by the Omicron variant. Genomic sequencing was conducted at the University of California at San Francisco, and the sequence was confirmed at the CDC as being consistent with the Omicron variant. So I know there are a lot of questions, but here's what we know right now.
So I think most people already knew that Omicron was already in the U.S. So let's see what else Anthony Fauci has to say.
The individual was a traveler who returned from South Africa on November 22nd and tested positive on November the 29th.
So, to my understanding, because I've traveled outside of the country since the pandemic has started, you have to be tested 3 days before you get on the plane in coming into the U.S., regardless if you're a citizen or not. So I'm actually quite confused as to how someone was able to catch the Omicron. Maybe the 3 day limit isn't as effective as people may want it to say, but who knows? It's just interesting that Omicron variant was able to get in and that someone was able to get infected. Especially given that now there's a U.S. mandate on having to be vaccinated to enter. I guess, there's obviously going to be a little bit of some vaccine hesitancy with a new strain.
The individual is self-quarantining, and all close contacts have been contacted, and all close contacts thus far have tested negative. The individual was fully vaccinated and experienced mild symptoms, which are improving at this point. So this is the first confirmed case.
Well, that's good. At least we know that they weren't extremely sick. Well, actually, good news. I mean, it's probably not too much worry, but I think, as the president said, it's probably just something that you should be, just cautious about and aware of. It's not anything that's like going to be extremely terrible.
Of COVID-19 caused by the Omicron variant detected in the United States. And as all of you know, because we've been discussing this, we knew that it was just a matter of time before the first case of Omicron would be detected in the United States. And as you know, I've been saying it, and my colleagues on the medical team and others have been saying it, we know what we need to do to protect people. Get vaccinated. If you're not already vaccinated, get boosted. If you've been vaccinated for more than 6 months with an mRNA, or 2 months with J&J, and all the other things we've been talking about getting your children vaccinated, masking in indoor congregate settings, etc.
Should Americans be changing anything they do in their day-to-day lives? Are you changing what you do permanently?
No, that's a good question and an obvious question. But if you look at the things that we have been recommending, they're just the same. And we want to keep doing that and make sure we pay close attention to that.
Are there cases that the CDC is investigating as potential Omicron variants in the U.S. right now?
To my knowledge, at this point, no.
That's crazy. So only one case so far.
Working on
I just want to pause there since.
They have discovered.
Sorry, I just want to pause there since we're not going to be talking about COVID anymore. But they've only found one case, and obviously, more people are going to get it. But it seems like being vaccinated still has a pretty good, it still gives you pretty good protection against getting severely sick, right? So despite Delta, despite Omicron. Curious as to how they got the name Omicron. I don't know where that came from. In any case, that's somewhat good news. Let's move on to to other science. We'll be talking about. I think this is the video on a new subatomic particle. Yes, it is. New subatomic force. Let's see what BBC has to say.
Strong evidence for the existence of a new force of nature. They say that some subatomic particles, called gluons, don't behave in a way predicted by current theories of
Sorry,
physics.
what did
The
he?
British funders of the research say that scientists
What did
are
he
on
say it was called?
by current theories of physics that don't fit the new force of nature. They say that some subatomic particles, called muons, don't behave in a way
Muons?
predicted by current theories of physics. The British funders of the research say that scientists are on the precipice of a new era of physics. Our science correspondent, Alan Ghosh, has the story.
The theories of modern physics have given scientists a new understanding of how the universe works. But the current ideas aren't able to solve some of the biggest scientific puzzles, such as how the universe as we know it came into existence. Now, scientists at Fermilab, a particle accelerator just outside Chicago, have got a result that might take us a big step.
This isn't Argonne, is it? To many of you don't know, Argonne National Laboratory is it's a lab owned by the government. It's right outside of Chicago. I thought when they said Fermi Lab, I think they're referring to Argonne. I think maybe there's multiple accelerators. In any case,
Step forward in answering those questions. They've been accelerating particles inside this giant ring close to the speed of light, and they found that they might be behaving in a way that can't be explained by the current theory of physics at the subatomic level.
We found that the interaction of a muon, which is a heavy electron with a magnetic field, is not in agreement with our current best theory of physics. And clearly that's very exciting, so it potentially points to a future, new laws, new particles and new forces in physics which we haven't seen to date.
You've heard of electrons. Well, there are similar particles called muons, which are much heavier and spin like tops. In the experiment, they were made to wobble using magnets. The current theory suggests they should wobble at a certain rate. Instead, they wobbled faster. This might be caused by a mystery force, that in turn is created by another, yet to be discovered particle. Scientists believe that there are four fundamental forces of nature, one for gravity, another for electricity, and two nuclear forces, which control the behaviour of atoms. Together, they explain the way the world works. But in recent years, astronomers began noticing things in space that can't be explained by the four forces, such as galaxies spinning faster than they should. And they can't explain why the stars and planets and everything on them, including us, exist at all. The new results suggest there might be a fifth force which could explain some of these mysteries.
I think it's quite mind-boggling, and they have the potential to turn physics on its head. We have a number of mysteries that remain unsolved.
can I say I really appreciate her passion? Let's go. I'm here for it.
And this could give us the key answers to solve those mysteries.
Evidence for the fifth force has
You need passionate scientists like that, especially, to navigate, the academic landscape, right? You have to be somewhat passionate. There's a lot of work. Being a professor, gaining funding. You should definitely react on some videos on, what it takes to become a professor. More count.
Just 2 weeks ago, researchers at the Large Hadron Collider just outside Geneva had a similar result.
The race is really on now to try and get one of these experiments to really get the proof that this really is something new. They will take more data and make more measurements and hopefully show evidence that these effects are real.
These very early results aren't definitive yet, but they are generating a lot of excitement about the prospect of a giant leap forward in our understanding of the universe. Alan Ghosh, BBC News.
It's intriguing. A fifth force. Asteroid 4660 Nereus is bigger than the Eiffel Tower, stretching over 492 feet. That's crazy. Can you imagine an asteroid larger than the Eiffel Tower? Or longer than it? I mean, typical, New York Post, right? They would show like it hitting, some Earth simulation, like, and then it's like, oh no, no need to worry, it's just gonna graze. So I learned a new term, new Earth object. That's interesting. I didn't even know there was an asteroid coming. Hey, this is why we need more science streamers like me, and hopefully others that will follow along. So that was my daily science tidbit. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe here on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be trying to stream every weekday, and I look forward to continuing conversation. Join the Discord if you're interested.